I have just a good old three questions.
All right.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are actually rolling right now.
Slay.
So we are live. How was your day? What did you do today?
Today was a good day. I went to work. I went to actually Calderella's, one of my accounts. And we did some content. And then after I went to Rush Cycle.
That's like your spot now.
It's a cult.
Yeah.
It's a cult at this point. Yeah. I did that and then I got ready.
Yeah. So Rush Cycle, it's just basically cycling. So how would you describe like that for like somebody who doesn't do it?
A surreal experience. No, yeah, it's basically a concert on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
And you've experienced it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I always tell everyone, like, it's just so cool because everyone usually dreads cardio. So it's nice because it literally goes by so fast, and then after you feel like you're in a trance.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So anyways, this is the Most Vulnerable Player for everybody listening. This is episode 23, and today we have Celeste Carrillo.
Hello.
So Celeste, you are 24 currently?
Yes,
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, and you grew up here in El Paso?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any like siblings?
Yes, I have an older sister, Jackie. She's like, I always think she's like 27, but she's actually like 30 something, like 30, 31. Sorry, Jackie.
She just stuck at 27 for you?
Yeah, it's because she's so like tiny.
Oh,
she's like a petite queen.
Yeah.
So yeah, my older sister, and then me, my mom, my dad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And right now, so what do you do for work?
I am a marketing coordinator, PR events for Union Draft House.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also have I also manage other like social media accounts.
Yes, other local businesses like Calderella's, Restaurant Supply. I've done other local businesses, like a Style Vine. That was like my OG one that I used to do. But yeah.
Yeah. So how'd you first get into doing marketing for Union?
Okay, for Union, so I was basically bartending there for a year, and I was also going to school, and at the time I was also an assistant for the M Group. It's a marketing agency here. Okay. And that's where I kind of learned everything. Shout out to Norma, because she was my boss for like a year. Shout out to Norma. We love her. I was her assistant, so that's where I kind of learned everything hands-on. And when I was bartending, I was actually planning on leaving because I was already on my last semester of UTEP. And I got presented the opportunity to like be their social media girl. They kind of told me like kind of social media, kind of like everything. And yeah, that's
why do you think they asked you to do that? Like, were you already like doing little like TikToks and things for them?
Yeah, I was just doing some fun TikToks. I always tell them like, you guys aren't like on TikTok, and I was like, I love TikTok
queen.
Yeah, I was a TikTok queen, especially during COVID. Like I would always do them. So it was just honestly for fun. Sometimes like my manager would be like, oh, like, can you take a pic for me, like a promo of the girls and stuff, and like I would always just have so much fun doing them and just creating content. And then sometimes here and there, like I talk to my boss now, and I would just like kind of give them ideas, and yeah, it was crazy because I didn't have like too much conversations with them directly, and I guess they just kind of like saw something in me. So I was very grateful for that.
That's so dope. And so what were you going to school for at the time?
Business and marketing.
Okay, so you were already kind of like getting the feel for like marketing, everything in school.
Yes, yeah. School kind of helped put everything together. Yeah.
So you went to Americas, right?
Yeah.
What did you like when you graduated? Like, what did you envision yourself doing after high school?
Oh my God, I honestly didn't know. I remember like I was just a silly little girl, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. I know I'm gonna go to college, but I just don't know what I want to do. And then I had heard of like kind of like fashion marketing, and like people, I was like, oh, what's marketing? They're like, oh, it's like advertising. And I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm a people person. Probably, I don't know. I literally was just like, I'm gonna just pick that one. Cause I was like, accounting, finance, like no, because I'm not very good at math. Everything else didn't really like intrigued me until like, yeah, I just kind of picked it, and I was like, I'll just see what happens. I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do growing up mainly? Did you play any sports?
Oh, what did I do? I was like in dance, ballet.
Oh, I've seen. I remember you posted a picture of you like as a like a little ballerina. Yeah,
I would just go for the pics.
Yeah.
My parents. Yeah. No, yeah, I was like in dance when I was little. My parents kind of put me in everything. I was in softball in high school, cheerleading in middle school. And yeah, I was like a big Stuco girly, like junior and
that
senior.
Kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know, you're just like, you're very like well connected in El Paso. Like, what would you say that is like, are you just really good at like, just, I don't know, just making connections and talking to people? Have you kind of always been like that?
Yeah, I guess I genuinely, I love people.
Yeah.
Like I love getting to know people and just like, you know, I really couldn't explain it to you. I just kind of like to get along with people, you know, and I'm a big, you've known I'm a big goof. So, a little bit. Yeah, like I don't know. I just always try and have like a good time. And I think that the number one thing as to why I do is because I always have genuine like intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And it's always like genuine people. And like, I just, you know, I don't know.
Sure.
I just, you know,
it's just naturally like who you are.
Yeah. And my dad's honestly like that. So I have him to think.
You guys are very similar.
Yeah.
We're both really Aries, right?
Yeah, we're both Aries. My dad is like, well, if anybody knows, like my parents, like they are the sweetest people in like the world. So I have them to thank for that, because they've always taught me like, you know, it's always, I remember when I was little, they'd always say like, you always have to be the better person. If somebody does something wrong to you, it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. It's because they're hurting, you know?
Yeah.
So I've always had that perspective. So, you know.
I feel you. What would you say, if you like look back on like your really can be recently or just like your life, was there like any, when you think back to any events or any like pivotal moments, is there anything you could think back to where it's like it was something really hard that you kind of had to overcome?
Well, honestly, when I first started like the marketing career with like Union, I thought I knew the industry, but I kind of like didn't. And it was really hard for me to like actually I am naturally good at like getting along with people, but it actually was a little bit hard for me to understand, you know, and there's a lot of times where I just wanted to like kind of quit. Yeah. But it was one of those moments where it was like, you know, this is like, you're a big girl, like you know, you need to just stick it through, because like this is going to be something for you, you know, type of thing. So I feel like I was kind of down then a little bit on myself. And I kind of just like told myself like, no, you need to just run it. Just do it. Yeah.
I remember you saying like, you at some point, like you were actually like really self-conscious of yourself. Yeah. And what do you think helped you? I mean, I think everybody's a little bit because I'm like that in a way. What do you think has helped you like kind of deal with that? And what do you try to keep in mind whenever you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, I really did struggle with insecurities like all of high school, a little bit of college. And recently it's just been more like I'm able to look at myself in the mirror and actually like love like who I am, you know what I'm saying? And being okay with you know the you know the bad parts and things like that, and just I guess with self-consciousness, it's like, it's something you have to battle, but you have to every day, like, work at being better. You can't just, like, stay, like, oh, like, I don't, like, love myself. Like, you have to put in the work. And actually, like, for me, I did, like, a lot of, like, affirmations. And, you know, to this day, I still do them, because it's, like, you have to always give that, like, love to yourself. Like, it's always important. You start to see, because when you kind of fall off, then that's when then you'll feel it kind of come back a little bit more, you know? Sure. So always being like nice to yourself, I guess, is what I learned to do, you know? Like,
yeah. One thing I noticed is like, I think sometimes we don't catch ourselves when we hear like there's certain like negative thoughts that always arise, like, and we don't even notice it in the moment. But like if you sometimes you like you can be very harsh on yourself and you don't even realize it. Exactly. And then like it's not until you actually are like pay attention to it, like those thoughts, it's like, damn, like why am I treating myself like that in a way? Like why am I being so hard on myself? Because in a way, like you do have to in a way, but at the same time, those thoughts can really like have an effect on you if you don't work on it, you know?
Yeah, like a snowball effect.
Yeah,
type of
exactly.
thing. Yeah.
So what kind of, when you started like marketing at Union, because like I definitely think there's a lot more women in business nowadays. I think that's like really good. But what are challenges like you've had to face, like especially like just having just a lot of like male counterparts in your field, and what is something that you feel like you've had to overcome in business as a woman?
Yeah, and even just the restaurant and bar industry, especially in El Paso, there's so many bars, so many restaurants. That's all we have here. I love it here though. Yeah. It is like male dominated, and thankfully, I guess the men that I work with, they've shown me like patience, and we have wanted to like box a couple of times, but it was just about understanding. Like they were just used to. I think the biggest thing that like on both ends, we had to overcome is even me and understanding them. Like before, like me and like two other women, like it was just men just kind of talk like shit to each other. Like that was kind of their dialogue a lot of the time. And like once like girls started coming in, they had to know like, like you need to chill, with that type of stuff. But I feel like I had to just kind of not take things so personally. That's something that I had to realize, like, hey, like if he gave, I'm a sensitive person. But
are you?
Yeah, I feel like are you? Yeah, I'm sensitive, and a lot of times, like if I thought like, oh, like my boss is mad at me or things like that, like I just had to be like, no, you know what, I'm doing the best that I can, and as long as I'm getting the job done, like I'm good. Like I shouldn't let it like consume me if like I'm not performing, because obviously like when you start a job like that, like you want everything to be like perfect and things like that. So I guess just kind of having to not take things so personally, but also knowing when to like speak up for myself as well, and being and pulling them aside and telling them like how I feel, like my view as well, and having them understand it. So it's just not me, like like it's both ends having to improve and be like, oh, okay, let's take a step back. Like, I'm sorry I made you feel this way. I'm sorry too. Like, I'm glad that like we have that dynamic, But that was kind of
Do you feel like in your experiences, because I my sister-in-law Jo, she's also like she used to do like a lot of marketing as well, but she talked about how like she feels like as a woman, like sometimes she has to be a little bit more stern, because like sometimes for whatever reason, I guess she felt like sometimes they don't hear her out as much as they would like like a man. Have you ever experienced that, or like?
Yes, I have. And in the industry, like let's say we're having meetings with other people, I could tell like it happened more in the beginning because they kind of didn't know who I was, and that's just how it is that, everybody, it's a fast-paced business. And like I had to start, I even got advice from like upper management too, like when you go into a room, you actually need to like, you need to make your presence known, because they'll never kind of like respect you.
So early on you were kind of, would you say you're a little bit more timid?
And it's actually so funny. I remember it was maybe like 2 months in, I honestly was kind of juggling. I was going to school while I got this job opportunity. So I had one last semester, and I was starting like this like job with them full time. So it was a lot for me. And I remember I had a meeting, and I went in like my union hoodie and my like, and just some some workout leggings, you know. It looked cute. Like I was like, it's a cute little like little vibe. I was just like, it's still like a sleigh. It's fine. But I realized quickly, like, well, my boss, you know, kind of told me like, hey, like, he was like, hey, like, it's just about like your presence. It's not about like what like. He's like, you just have to show them that you know.
Yeah, but I'm rocking the merch. Like,
I know,
man.
I'm like, I'm rocking the merch, but you have to
sure.
you have to look professional, obviously, when going into meetings, because it does. I feel like
for sure,
you know, kind of make like a statement, and also just, you know, to take you more seriously.
Yeah,
you know.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So I remember in the beginning, I was kind of stubborn about it. Like, I was like, come on, you know, I was like, I would get hurt about it. And I was like, no, that now looking back, I'm like, no, it's very important, you know, unless I'm having like a content day, I'll still kind of here and there. Don't get mad. My boss watches it. Like, you know, but I know when, especially for meetings, it's like, no, you need to look presentable and, you know, be prepared in any way.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something like I kind of not recently discovered, because I feel like I've always like carried myself in a certain way, but I feel like I've just made it more of a point, like more intentional, just because it does make a difference, like how people perceive you. Just like, I don't think it's so much about like, maybe it could be what you're wearing, like not to be super materialistic, but in a way it does like matter. Like,
just clean, like clean,
exactly.
Clean up, you know?
I guess making it known that you actually put effort, and like people definitely see that and they feel that.
Yes.
So I especially with the podcast, like I really try to, I think I hit a switch where like it's in my house, so it's easy to kind of be comfortable about it.
Yeah.
But I think I hit a point where it was actually a guest that came on, and not that every other guest didn't take it very seriously, because they did, but he was on like maybe 10 minutes early, and he was like, and I was still kind of getting ready, you know, and he was dressed like really well. He brought me like a gift. He did like, he brought his own little, like, he probably knows who it is, who I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, all my guests, like, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until that point, having him, where it clicked for me. I was like, damn, like I really I want to take it to that level, you know, and be more professional about it.
Yeah, definitely. It's important for sure to look like polished and to just, you know, show you're about the business.
Standing on business.
I'm standing on business. Yeah, it does. And perception is everything too. Yeah. Perception.
For sure.
Yeah. I would take a little swig. Swig of water.
How you feeling?
I was going to like slurp it for ASMR, but I was like, that's so tough.
It's some ASMR. We can do that. Just get your nails like.
That's so cool.
How do you feel like you juggle, like, because you're super busy?
You're
like, I don't.
This question, I don't. I'm just kidding.
How do you feel like you manage to just kind of juggle everything you're doing right now? Because you have your hands like in a lot of things, as far as like just your career and stuff. So how do you manage that?
Yeah, I definitely have a problem of like not saying no, you know, like even I have that problem. It's like, why not? Like, I could do it. Like, I have time for it. Like, why not? You know, you can make time for it. It's, you know, but I feel like I'm kind of like an organized mess in a sense. Like, I know, like, my brain, it's like with bartending. Like, you have like an order of like 20 things, and it's like just a mental like checklist, and you're just, you know, like, that's kind of where I get like I guess the juggling. Like, in any minute, like, there's always like even if I'm, let's say, early to my rush class and I'm there in the parking lot, like, I'm like, okay, what can I get done? Like, I can maybe get an ad graphic done. Like, it's always just every single moment, like, okay, what could I be doing right now? Yeah. Of course, I have like my unmotivated days and stuff like that, but I'm always like, no, there's things that are just, you might let kind of slip through the cracks. But how I juggle it, I kind of don't have really a structure, which I need to. 2024, Celeste, you heard it here first. Vision Celeste board will be more organized. I have to get more organized, because there is time to do everything. You just have to be organized.
Yeah.
I feel like I just got told that like a couple weeks ago. There's like, you can do it all. Like you can, but you need to like just organize and prioritize your time correctly.
For sure.
So I don't feel like I do it and I'm just like vibes. Like it's all vibes. Like let's do it. I've always had that mentality. Like, let's run it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah. Shout out Rico for that. Run. He always says run it.
Run it.
Run it.
I feel that for sure. That's actually something I want to work on in 2024 because I don't write anything down, which I feel like is important. No. Just because like I said, there's a lot to be done, but I feel like if we just have it in our heads constantly, it just adds more like stress.
Yes.
As opposed to just writing it down and like we don't need to worry about it because we know it's there and we know we got to get to it, but it's just not in our heads anymore, you know?
Yes.
So that's definitely something I'm trying to work on too.
Yeah. To-do lists help. And that's what I learned from like Norma, my first boss. She would always have a to-do list and she would always like give it to me sometimes and be like, okay, let's check off the to-do list. Like that was like our routine every day.
Yeah.
So I still do them here and there, but if anything, I do it on my phone, like on my notes.
Yeah.
You know, it is good to do, but I've kind of strayed away from that. But that's a good little hack.
Like to do.
Yeah.
To-do list. Yeah, for sure. And you said you've kind of struggled like sometimes with like just like distractions, like kind of just like your mind kind of just going all over the place in a way. Yeah, a little bit.
ADHD.
You've talked about that, how that's something you've kind of had to like deal with. How do you feel like you've managed with that?
It could be better. But sometimes, I mean, I've seen like little exercises, like when your brain is all over the place, like I look at a wall for like 20 seconds and I'm like, okay, like you kind of have to like center back in, or even like breathing exercises. Sometimes I'll do that. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is not being so hard on yourself too, like about things, because I feel like I'm very hard on myself, and that's where like it'll kind of like affect like, oh, I have to do all these things and like I should be doing better, I should be doing more, and like sometimes I just take a step back, like you're doing the best you can at this moment with like what you have and like where your mental health is at. Like just know like you're doing the best you can right now. You know,
is there someone that reminds you that?
Is there someone? I remember, well, my friend Carissa, Cari Cash, actually, we call her Cari Cash, and she always told me that, like, anytime we talk about things, and she'd be like, dude, it's okay, you're doing the best you can, like, just know that, like, your past self, like, you can never change what happened in the past or what you didn't do, because you did, like, the best you could at that time, given your situation, given everything.
Who do you feel like, there's someone who's been like the biggest influence in your life?
Biggest influence.
There's just someone that comes to mind, just like.
I feel like everybody in my life has like really helped shape who I am, you know? Like I always look at people and I'm like, damn, I love how they're like this. I love how they're like this. But someone I think I could say that I admire. My best friend, actually, Marissa. She's actually very like, I love you. We're married, actually.
They are, yeah. You got married in Vegas, right?
Yeah, we did. We got married. It was our 10-year friendship. She's just always been so like, I can just go to her with anything, and she's always just been so like level-headed, like calm, and like always, you know, kind of reassured me. And I look up to her for that, because she's just always been that friend for all of like my friend group. Like, we just go to her for anything that we need, and she will literally give us the answer. Yeah. She's actually like, it's funny, we call her like a witch sometimes, because she's like predicted like our futures before. Really? I'm not even kidding. Like she's like she'll call things like, not in a negative way. She'll just be like, yeah, I don't know. You're like, yeah. And she'll always
she has a good intuition.
She has a very good intuition. Yeah. So I think, I guess, it would be Marissa. Of course, my parents every day, you know.
How do you feel like this year went for you? What do you feel like you improved the most on this year? Now that we're like it's December 28th? Yeah.
2-8.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I improved on my discipline better. Yeah.
In what aspect?
So, just just kind of doing what I say. What? How is it? Like, why can't I talk?
You do what you say you're gonna do.
Yes, I don't know why that was such a tongue twister.
Do what you say you're gonna do.
You do what you say we do. Yeah, like yeah, just like taking accountability. I kind of always had issues, kind of being disciplined and like and doing that, and like during the year, I kind of did like cleanses from like alcohol. So like I didn't drink like last year. It was like December, January, February I didn't drink.
Wow.
And then March and April is Aries season, so I had to step out for that. And then again, like when I felt it again, like May, June, July, didn't drink again. And then like I kind of didn't drink for like total in this year, like half a year, like just didn't, just because I wanted to just be locked in. It kind of locks you in. So I was very proud of myself every time I did that, because it was like, oh, like you really just did it. And it's hard because I work in the industry. I feel like if I didn't, I feel it would be a little bit easier, but I'm around it. It's with marketing, you're always at events and things like that. And I guess doing that, being disciplined physically as well. Like, I'm going to go. I don't want to go to the gym right now, but I'm going to go because I know it's like good for my soul. Yeah. Like, just getting my body like moving, disciplined in those things.
Yeah. What do you think it was? Because you said you kind of weren't as disciplined before. Was it just more so like, I need to do it this time around? Or like, what do you think kind of flipped that for you, where you kind of just wanted to hold your word to yourself a little bit more?
Yeah, I just got tired of not doing it, like, oh, like as far as like the drinking, like it was kind of like, oh, like I would say like I wasn't gonna drink, and then I would drink, and it's kind of like you're not keeping your word to yourself. And that's like the number one thing that bothered me. It was just like, you can't even keep your word to yourself. Like you need to like do that. I'm all being mean to myself. But I just got kind of tired of that. You feel it, like if you don't go through with what you say you're gonna go through, like I think it just translates to a lot of other like aspects in your life, right? Like your confidence, like your self-esteem, like everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I actually heard something like that. Like that, I think that was the one thing that I heard, and I was like, oh, true. Like, where do you get confidence from? You get confidence from doing the things you say you're gonna do. Like every time, that's like a little win in your head. Like like I'm gonna do this, and you do it, and then if you just keep doing it, like a good snowball effect, like
for sure. It is a snowball effect.
Yeah, it is a snowball. Like it'll just keep, and then it could go back.
Exactly.
If you don't like take care of it. But yeah, I feel like for sure, like confidence it's within yourself, and it starts with you actually. And no matter how many affirmations you say, it's always like the act. That's gonna give you that confidence.
So if someone were to, because you lived in El Paso your entire life, if someone were to come, like someone were visiting you, how would you spend the day with them? Tell me, like from start to finish, like what you would do. What would you take them to give them like the full El Paso?
Oh geez. Gotta go to Chico's Tacos.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, wait, start to finish?
Where are you taking them to breakfast?
Where am I? Okay, yeah, breakfast.
I love breakfast so much.
I love breakfast too. For like Mexican,
it doesn't need like whatever you. This is your like.
This is my life. Las Palmas Mexican restaurant. I love that place.
The one right behind Crate, or right next to Rush, right?
Yeah. They had the original one on like Vista del Sol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like me and my parents were like regulars, like regulars back in the day, and then they moved to that location. And yeah, first Las Palmas, because it's like I think it's the best Mexican restaurant in El Paso, honestly.
Ooh, sorry. That is bold.
Or Buen Dia, because it's a cute vibe, aesthetics.
Buen Dia is so good.
Yeah, and the chilaquiles are actually very good as well.
If you want to get a workout in, if you want to take them and get a workout.
Rush. Hello,
okay.
Rush Cycle.
Yeah, plug that Rush.
Yes, we love Rush. Yeah, I would definitely take them to Rush because you're guaranteed gonna have a good time, and you're gonna like party.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, literally, and it's so funny because Marissa, the other day, she said, dude, it's literally like, I see what you mean now. Like after you feel like you're on a high, she's like you can do anything. I'm like, dude, that's literally what it does.
Yeah. Activities.
Oh, so much activities.
So many activities.
So much activities to do. Oh my gosh, what would I do? I think I would go on the scooters downtown.
I don't think I've ever done that.
No?
Not here.
Yeah, me and
How
my
have
friends.
I not done that? What
You've
the
never
heck?
done that? Like go freaking full Godspeed?
Yeah. I haven't. Not here. But I want to.
It's actually funny. I went with Oscar and Vanessa one time, and Oscar literally he literally like flipped off. Like we all saw it, and we were all dying, but like I was trying not to laugh, but like we're all laughing, and he like was borderline crying, but it was like so funny. But it was an adventure. It's always an adventure. We literally did it till the San Jacinto Plaza to UTEP.
Really?
Yeah, it was like after it was like $50. We were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, activities, scooters downtown. Plus, it's like the cutest place in El Paso. Like,
yeah.
you know,
Where are you gonna have dinner at?
Dinner. I used to work at West Texas Chop House, and I actually really love their food. So it would either be there or honestly Casa Pantera. It's pretty good too. Delicioso.
Yeah. the vibes there are just like, I don't know. They attention to detail is like ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. And then the food, it's like so weird, but I love it. Like not weird, but it's just like something
different. You don't get it everywhere. You know?
Like I don't even understand the menu, but I'm like, I know it's gonna be good.
But they come and then like they like literally give you like a full game plan of what you're gonna like experience, right?
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Oh shit, I'm here for the ride. You know, like
yeah, I'm gonna eat.
What about if you want to have a night out? Where are you gonna go?
The Union Draft House.
Yes.
I didn't even say the Union.
You have to.
You know what? Yes, gotta go pregame at Union because it's always a vibe there. Play some darts.
Are you good at darts?
No. I'm good at the shuffleboard actually. Like I don't know how to keep score or anything. But
you just throw it.
I just kind of throw it, and then the guys are like, yeah. I just play with Rico and Tonio from Union, and yeah, they've taught me. But yeah,
that's cool.
It's fun.
There's so many unions now. It's actually insane.
They need to stop. Can you stop? My bosses see this. Can you stop?
Yeah. You think they'll watch it?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll send it to them.
What do you feel like your purpose is? Do you think about that?
Damn. What is my purpose? I guess with what I do, it's always like laughs and like, you know, and a good time. So I just really want to, I guess, to just make people like happy and myself happy, of course. But like, I guess with what I do and why I love it so much is because like, with like my marketing style is very much on the genuine side. Like I want the consumer to see like the community, the people that work there, the wholesome like vibe to it, you know, like the goofy, the you know just like kind of like everything.
Yeah.
And I think my purpose is to just have a good time and make people happy and
do you feel like you get happy when you make people happy?
Yes. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, you know, it's always good to like see somebody smile that you really care about, you know, and that you love. Like it's just always been like a warm feeling, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think we can kind of get caught up in like, I know I like sometimes I get too wrapped up in what I'm doing. Yeah. And then like, but it's because I genuinely like, I do like to, I think I'm pretty generous, but sometimes it's like I can get too wrapped up in what I'm doing and I don't make as much of an effort to make sure like I'm going out of my way to make sure other people are like good, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's big. I think that's probably the best thing you can do in life, in my opinion. Because like
being there.
Yeah, just making people feel good about themselves is like powerful. Because yeah, I think it makes you feel good. Yeah. Because you're making an impact like that way. Because if you're just always focused on like, all right, this is what I got going on, this is what I'm just trying to like make money or like just grow this thing, like it's actually really hard if you're just all about yourself, you know, like you have to be there for other people. And
exactly,
in my opinion,
yeah, no, definitely, it's like we're all living in this world and we're just all trying to figure it out, you know what I'm saying, like, and I think the biggest thing is whenever, you know, I meet people or it just in any situation, it's like people are the way they are because of like what they've been through, you know. And I think that's like so beautiful, and like helping other people who like, you know, didn't get the same like love that I got, you know, when I was little. Like I was, you know, I'm very grateful that, you know, I had a great family, and I'm very blessed that I was shown nothing, you know, but love all of my life, you know. And when I hear like that, you know, other people's like walks of life and they didn't get to experience that, like it breaks my heart, and I would love to like, you know, help in any way, and just making them smile, making them laugh. Or I think the number one thing about me is I am like everyone's biggest hype man. Like I'm your number one.
I could see that
cheerleader. Yeah, like for all my friends. Like, and we're I mean that's how we all are too. Like the number one thing is like if any of us are doubting each other, it's like, no, like you can do it. Like don't, you know, like it's always just being there, you know, even when like, even just sending like text and checking up on them, like, oh, I'm thinking about you. Like it goes a long way, even to just compliment a stranger, or like, for sure, I've read that too. Like if there's any time like you feel like you need to say something to someone and they're like a complete stranger, like I'll always make it a point to like do it. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm never going to see you again. Yeah. Like, you look slay. Like, you know, like, I love your shirt. And I'm not doing it. It's just genuinely like, this is how I feel. Like, what is it going to hurt for me to say that, you know, and to make somebody's day, or to, you know?
Yeah,
just
it doesn't.
Like, like, because people actually will think about that, you know?
For sure. What's your love language?
Ooh. My love language
I already know, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me go ahead and tell you.
No, just
kidding. My love language is for sure showing up for. Wait, my love language, like what I want.
How you show love, and then the other one right now. Yeah.
Oh, how I show love. Definitely. Well, back in, like, obviously if I would expect it, like I would do it too, right? Yeah. So yeah, showing up for people is a big thing for me. Like just showing up in any way, and just, you know, words of affirmation also. Yeah, showing up, being, well, it's because I don't want to say like it's like the bare minimum, like being caring and genuine.
I mean, yeah, but right? It matters.
Yeah. Sure. I think it's for sure just like being there for me, showing up.
And you feel good when other people are there for you and whatever you're doing.
Yes, yeah. It's just nice, you know, because we're all just trying, like I said, like we're all just trying to make it in this world, and it's just nice to, you know, to support people and things like that. But yeah, I think that's like my number one, because I'm trying to think of what else, and it's kind of like, I think that's really What's yours? Sure. I don't know.
I think I like I think I like being there for people, especially if it's really important to them. But I wasn't always like that. And it wasn't because I didn't care. It was just like I said, I feel like I didn't do it as much. But now I really try to make it like a point, because like I said, I think it's so important, and people really feel that. Like when you're there, like just, especially if they don't expect you. I don't know. That's just like really nice.
Yeah, you'll like see their face light up too.
For sure.
It's like genuine, you know, just genuine. Like I took the time out of my day to like come and, you know, like not like that, like, you know, but because I genuinely like support you, you know,
for sure,
believe in you.
And I like giving gifts too. I love giving gifts. That was recent though. I don't know, like I guess I just started giving people gifts. I'm like,
you unlock that.
Yeah, it's an unlocked level for me. Yeah. I don't know. I think just thinking about like what would this person like really like, and usually like I think it's just seeing someone's face like wow, like just their their face light up, you know.
Yeah, it makes you feel good inside. I just thought about this one, but my friends say the way I show my love is words of affirmation, like always, like verbally saying like, you know, like you're doing amazing, like I love you, you look beautiful, you know, things like that. Like,
do you feel like you write messages to people like, or is it more like just verbal? Like, do you like, because I actually like really writing to people. And I think that a lot of people say like, oh, that's actually really nice, because taking the time out to write something is actually nice, you know,
because nobody does it anymore. That's true. True. Writing is nice. Yeah, but why are you laughing?
No, it's just like, writing.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a dynamic that I have between me and my friends too. Like we always are, like we're not afraid to tell each other when we love each other. Like we actually, every time we get off the phone, almost every time we'll say, I love you, like bye. Like, you know, like just to, you know. Yeah.
We don't say that enough, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't.
Like as people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird because my dad, like, he never says he never says I love you. Oh. And no, it's not like a trauma thing.
Oh, sorry,
nah,
I kicked you.
No, you're good. It's a small space.
No, it's good.
Yeah. You should see when me and James are like,
because we're all,
and me and Christmas were like just like neck and neck, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, my dad, every time like I say like love you, he's like, okay, mijo, and like that's his way of saying like I love you, but he's just like, it's just never been like a thing, you know. And I don't see it as like a say I love you. It's just it's funny to me how like I think it's just that generation of like,
yeah, and I feel like that's something like hard for, because I wasn't always like that either. But I guess like as showing, relationships grow, like, you know, like my like friendships too, like you're like, damn, I love this person, and it just takes that one person to be vulnerable.
Yeah, for sure. Most vulnerable players.
I didn't plan that. No, yeah, it just takes that one person, to be vulnerable, and then you feel comfortable to be like, oh shit, dude, I love you too, you know. Like, you know. Have
you always been like vulnerable with people?
Yes. Yeah. I'm very I'm pretty much upfront about my feelings. I think I'm an oversharer sometimes as well. Like and it could be a problem, and it couldn't, because obviously some people might have like wrong intentions and things like that, but I always just kind of say, I'm like an open book, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not afraid to, you know, speak my truth or anything like that, you know.
Yeah. I think I can say the same. I mean, I literally have a podcast about being vulnerable. I don't know. Me and James were talking about this the other day. Like, I guess just being upfront about, like, I don't think everybody, like, you should expect this from everybody, but I know for me, like, it's really helped me a lot. Like, just sharing some of the things that I've been through, that I've gotten through. Especially with social media, because I don't know, I just feel like once I did that, like I felt like I could just be myself in a way, because like there's nothing really like that I'm, in a sense, like I'm an open book now, so it's just like I don't feel the need to kind of hide certain things. I mean, I don't say everything obviously on here, but a lot of it is just like I do share a lot, and like I said, I think it's just a little bit easier to be who you are if you're just, you know, like a little bit more like vulnerable. Yeah, exactly. And like people will like respect that, and they'll feel more like, oh, like it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show your emotions and speak your truth and say how you feel. You know, you're being honest, and like, and that's how you could do it in like in this world, you know. So one thing that like you've been through is like you were like in a really like pretty long relationship, and then so you guys, I mean, it ended up like not working out, like for whatever reason. What for someone like, because I mean breakups are like really can be really tough, especially like if it was a very long relationship, right? through your experience, how do you feel like that maybe changed you, or did it change you, or like how did you start moving after that, and how did you kind of start healing from that? How did you start that process of just like getting better from that and just healing from that?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely hard. I was with this individual for like almost like a decade, right? But we were like kids, so it was definitely really hard because when you're in any relationship, you become like every decision you make, you're kind of having to always consider the other person. So I had that since I was 14 till 22. So the biggest thing was like adjusting to that, like, oh God, like now, I have to think for myself. It's just literally me versus me, type of thing. It allowed me to honestly face myself and all the things that I needed to work on, like as a person, you know? And of course, like anybody that goes through that, of course, it's like you feel like it's the end of the world, then like, how am I gonna live, breathe? Especially me, I was like, I'm so dramatic. But then you kind of like, you just gotta keep trucking, you gotta keep going. Like there's no other option. It's like, and things like that happen because it's like it's meant basically to happen. Like it happens for you type of thing. And I mean, for me, I feel like for sure I went through a bit of a spiral, if you would, like the first year, because it's like I didn't know myself at all. I didn't know what I wanted. Like I was just so like, who am I? And day by day, you had to face it. Like I had to be like, okay, what am I gonna do to get better? Like, and that's where I told you, like, I always had kind of trouble with like discipline and security, and I feel like if I did, and I'm not saying it was like a negative relationship at all. Like it was a good it was good and everything like that. It's just I don't think I would be able, if I had stayed in the relationship, I don't think I would have been able to like unlock this new Celeste that I was like meant to be, in a way. Like, and kind of everybody told me too, like my friends, everybody, it's like you changed so much, like in a good way. Like you kind of got out of your shell, and it was always crazy to me when people would say that, because I'm like, I feel like I've always been kind of out of my shell, like always like that. But truly, like just I guess I don't know, I like unlocked a new character almost. You know what I'm saying? Like this new, I was learning even to this day. Like I've learned so much about myself and continue to, and it's just about being patient with yourself and being okay with the way you heal and how much time it's gonna take you. Like not worrying about like I should be over it with any relationship case. Like I should be over it already, or things like that. It's like when you do that to yourself, you're pushing down like how you actually feel. So it's okay to let out all your emotions and have a spiral or two. It actually ends up being better because it teaches you like you only have like yourself in this world, and you need to be the best you can for yourself, or else you won't grow. And for sure. So yeah, that's kind of how it helped. And of course my best friends, I talk about them all the time. Marissa, Vanessa, all of them, all the girls. I'm very grateful to have them because like I couldn't have done it without them. Truly. I couldn't. Yeah.
Is what helped you the like when you say like the spiral, what helped you the most to get out of that?
Kind of going back to what I said earlier with like the discipline part, I got like getting out of it was I was getting tired of doing the same
feeling
thing.
that way.
Yeah, of feeling that way, doing the same things.
You kind of just, what was it? Like you were going through the motions. You felt like you weren't, like, what did you feel?
Like during the spiral, just like, just lost really. Just kind of, I guess going through the motions. Like I'd lose motivation in like, my work, and I'm like, just kind of snapping out of it and being like, no, like you've always been like had good work ethic. You've always like remember your path. Remember, like, you know, I would always tell myself like, dude, like big picture, like, you know, you can't always just, you know, I would like drink, you know, like heavily, you know, and you know, we're young, like slay, but you know, it got to a point too where it's just like, okay, girl, like you need to have some type of balance, because you can't live like that either. And just also, yeah, just it was just getting out of it. It was very difficult, and for everybody it always is. It's always going to be very difficult, but it's so rewarding when you yeah, I guess you look at yourself and you like what you see. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever fully like loves himself, but like you could genuinely say like, I love myself, you know. And I got myself through all of that, and I made it this far, and look at all, you know, I've done. Like I would just always like affirm that to myself, like keep going, so good things keep happening, like, you know,
for sure,
type of thing. But yeah, I guess it was just, yeah, like you versus you, like you have to face yourself, like there, you can't avoid who you are and who you're becoming, like you need it.
Yeah, for sure. I think you said it, like you versus you is humongous, because like you said, there's gonna be people that are gonna help you through it, but when it really comes down to it, it's really you know.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
I mean, I know when I was because I haven't really experienced that, like like a really tough like just a breakup like that.
Yeah.
But I guess in my experience, it had a lot to do with just my own like internal battle, as far as like just with mental health and stuff. But it wasn't until like I started really looking at like what I think it was really just looking internally at like, all right, what can I improve? Like why am I feeling like this? Like,
yeah,
I think it really does take, like, for whatever reason, thankfully it happened early on for me, where I was in college. I think I was like 19. But yeah, I went through all that when I was like in Arizona, and like I could say like everything changed from like in a matter of 2 months, and I don't know why, but it was just like I started just looking at every aspect of like, and almost you kind of look back at your old self and you're like, why was I like that? Like, why was I
cringe?
Yeah, exactly. Like you kind of, I would get mad at myself. Like I would feel kind of ugly. Like why did I do certain things like that? I don't know, but it wasn't until, like you said, like you just kind of have to face it head on. Because a lot of us like to like push things to the side, like a lot of our problems and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, it comes to a point where you really just can't anymore.
Yeah. You can't, because you keep pushing it down, and somehow, and that's what when I give like people advice and things like that, I'm like, you need to like, I promise you, dealing with it, the sooner the better, like, because in some way it's gonna come back in some way.
I think we've all had points where like, you know, something's bothering you. It can be months though, and like you just hit a point where like you just like you can't take it, you know. Yeah,
and that's where it comes into play. Like it's okay to be vulnerable in those moments, like, you know, because it's good to be vulnerable for yourself, because like you're looking out for yourself at the end of the day. You know? Sure.
What questions do you have for me?
Oh, questions. Wait, hold on.
I'm nervous. I'm shy.
Never be shy. Okay, wait. Okay. I'm trying to remember it so I don't have to look at my phone.
You can look at your phone.
I'm shy. Okay. What title would you give this chapter in your life?
Ooh. Damn. Let me think.
Ponder a bit.
Yeah. I think just like I want to give it like a slay title, you know, but
just slay.
Slay, yeah.
This is where I slay.
Yeah, exactly. I would say like I want to think of a better term, but it's really just like it has along the lines of just like laying the foundation for a lot of things, like yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about this for a while. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would say like laying the foundation. Like
you took the slay, like the S out of like.
Yeah, slay the foundation.
Slaying the foundation.
Exactly. Yeah, I would say laying the foundation or foundation is just, I think there's a lot of things that, I mean, the thing is, I feel like a lot of things have been in the work for a while, whether it was like something that like like a specific idea, like the podcast, but really just everything that I had, like everything that's led up to this point as far as what I've had to go through, you know? So there's definitely like things before this that happened, but more than anything, I think like right now it's just kind of like, yeah, just kind of planting those seeds of like things that I know I want to grow. Whether it's a podcast, whether it's like relationships, whether it's just, yeah, all those things. I'm just kind of laying it down, like make sure it's a good foundation, you know, and I'm doing it for the right reasons, and making sure that like I know this, like I want to do it and make sure I'm passionate about it, and yeah, just making sure that it's there, so that the next chapter it can be more like just like, yeah, it's just everything's kind of coming into fruition the way I envisioned it, you know. Sometimes it won't happen like that, but I mean, I think that I would say that that's the title right now.
That is such a good way to put it. Like you're laying the laying the
that's
foundation. Good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
how about you?
Damn, I was hoping you would ask me. I'm like, I didn't know you were gonna ask me it back.
What did this year like? What did this year mean to you? Like when you like look at it from a bird's eye view.
Okay, it might be a little cheesy.
No, there's nothing cheesy.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, it is. I've always had like a childlike, like I've always, what does it say when like you're still like a child, like you're it's like a saying that like I'm
like a child, like childlike, like inside, like you're a child at heart, or
I'm a child that's what they say, right? Yeah, like a child at heart,
or a kid at heart.
Yeah, a kid at heart, you know. I feel like I would name it like she's not a little girl anymore. Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Damn, not like that. I'm not fully like, but like I'm like, I think I could say now, like, yeah, like you handled a lot and took on a lot. Like that's, you know, pretty slay of you. So like you're not a little girl anymore.
Sheesh.
And even just to me, like to like a message to 2024, like, girl, you're not a little girl anymore. So
yeah,
you know,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're a little girl in 2022 or what?
Yeah, I was a little girl, just a little girl having a silly time. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I've heard, just a little off topic, but I saw like a post the other day where it's like your 20s is about like finding yourself and losing yourself like over and over again. Yeah, you know.
I've lost myself a good amount of times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Lost my right mind. Just kidding. No, but but yeah, that's
so laying the foundation, and I'm not a little girl anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that's so cheesy. Sorry. But yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, last time we had a podcast, like I didn't know that we were cooking tamales, and so like all my tias were downstairs and just. You know, yelling at each other, yelling nicely at each other.
I would have liked to join the conversation. Like,
do you speak Spanish?
Poquito.
Poquito.
I always say, sí entiendo todo, pero no puedo decir todas las palabras.
I literally say that exact thing.
Yeah, it's so funny because at work, I remember when I would bartend, like the girls would be like, Celeste, they're talking Spanish, and I'd be like, I'm not even that good at it, and I would just kind of like
just figure it out.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, and then they'd figure it out, like, oh, this girl isn't that good. I'd be like Spanglish the entire time.
For sure. Oh yeah, what was your next question? You said you had 3.
Oh yes, I do. Let me get on my telly. What did the people that raised you teach you about love?
Ooh. Damn. That's deep.
Yeah.
What did the people that raised me teach me about love? This is definitely unconditional. I mean, as kind of cliche as that is. But not for sure it's unconditional through whatever. Like there's going to be ups and downs, like as far as even just maybe not even relationship itself. There's definitely be ups and downs in that, but just in life, financially, like you're gonna be going through your own internal struggles. Things are gonna happen like externally, like people. I mean, you're gonna lose people, you know. But through all of that, it's like no matter how much like you guys might sometimes like argue or like maybe, because I mean in marriage especially, I mean that's gonna happen. But it's no matter what, like nothing's gonna break this, you know. Nothing's gonna separate that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing like I can definitely look at my parents that they definitely instilled, where it was just like, yeah, no matter what, like we're gonna hold it down for each other, even if it's not the easiest. But I mean, we're in this, you know. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I have to ask you the same thing.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Honestly, like the same. Like I said earlier, my parents are really like loving people. They love, like, they put their love for everybody, like just other family members in need. Like my parents have always been like those siblings that are like there for their siblings, and always seen that. Even just like with me, the love that they always like constantly showed me. Like my mom, I think that's why my love language is words of affirmation, because like my parents just always told me, you know, like I love you, you're, you know, like just always, you know, making me feel good inside. Yeah, and the same thing, like it's unconditional. Like it's funny, my parents are like my dad's an Aries, my mom's a Sagittarius. So they're both fire signs. Yeah. So it's funny because they would of course get in their brawls, not physically or anything, but you know, and it was just so funny to watch because it's like both like fire people, but it was so nice to always see that like one of them would just, and it would always kind of be like my dad too. He'll always just be like, you know what?
Take
like,
the L.
I don't have the pride. Yeah. Like I like happy wife, happy life type of thing, you know, like, for sure, you know, and yeah, just always seeing them always just be like, you know, just letting their guards down for each other because they knew like they loved each other so much, you know. And then even in my sister, she's the same way. She has such a beautiful, like, pure soul. Like they have just pure intentions, and that's what I really love about them.
For sure. I like that. And also like just having fun. I feel like like I think you should never stop having fun, like even no matter how many years, like it should be like you just got to find new ways to do just fun things, you know. Never stop having fun, you know. I think that at least the successful marriages like I've seen have all been like all of them that I've seen, it's like they never stopped I guess doing things that doing new things and just having fun with it no matter what, you know. Yeah,
definitely. Like, and also accepting each other for who they are, you know what I'm saying? Like it's funny because my mom, she's more of like the introvert. She doesn't like to like go anywhere. She's very, and that's how my sister is, and me and my dad are like too, where we're more extrovert. And like my mom always just letting my dad, like, you know, just let him go. Like he's fine. And then even like with my dad too, like, you know, if she didn't want to like go out or things like that, like he, you know, like they would do that for each other, and they already knew, like, you know, they wouldn't try and change each other. Yeah. Do you at any moment, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think that, I mean, you have to accept the person.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
And do you feel like opposites like work together better, or do you feel like two people that are very similar can work? Because at least for me, the most common thing I've seen is like someone's like they're kind of different in a way. They kind of balance each other out. Do you feel like it's like that, or how would you say?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen both, and I definitely feel like opposites do attract. Yeah, a little bit more for sure. Yeah, I guess because you need that like balance, you know. Like imagine if it's just like too much fire, and you could feel that too. Yeah, you know, like, oh yeah, it's not. It wouldn't be good news, you know what I'm saying? You need somebody that like.
So your mom kind of just like, because your dad's like you said, he's kind of like life of the party, right?
Yeah.
And she lets him do his thing, but at the same time, or I don't know, how would you say that dynamic?
Like how
works?
their dynamic works. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my mom kind of is just it's because my mom, she's always been just so involved in like family, like always taking care of everybody. So she's kind of like, I'm taking care of everybody. Like this is what my mom loves, like children and stuff. She's like the babysitter of the family. Like she'll babysit like all the cousins. Like to this day, like she loves just to love and be there for her cousins and things like that. And
that's how my mom is.
yeah, you know, and like it's not even a question in her mind. Like she's like, yeah, like, you know. And you know, my dad, I could tell like he really like admires that about her and things like that. And the way he shows like his love language is like, you know, they'll go on dates still. And I don't know how they balance it per se. Like when they're at home and they're watching movies, like they have like their little jokes or like, you know, obviously they're older now. Old, sorry.
They're old now.
They're older now.
You think they're gonna see this? You think your
yeah, my mom's gonna watch the whole thing.
Yeah?
She's like funny like that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I could just see also just in their eyes like how much they really do like admire each other, you know. And yeah, I guess, you know, my dad is always there for anything that my mom ever needs. Like if it's and that's kind of how my dad has been with us too. I've noticed is like he'll drop like anything he's doing like for us, for all the girls, like Dad, I ran out of gas, my bizzle. He'll be like, oh, Dad, I popped 4 tires in one night, my bad. Like
Dad, I ran over my phone.
Dad, I ran over my phone. No, literally, like he's always just been there for us. And I think that's what my mom really admires about him too. Like he shows us that unconditional love as well, you know. Kids have a factor in that, huh? Like yeah,
like having kids.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like for example, my brother and sister-in-law, like they don't want. They say they don't want kids. But they at the same time, like I think they have a lot going. They have a lot going on. But I don't know. I for me, like I don't know what it was, because I don't think before, like if you'd asked me maybe like 3-4 years ago, like I wouldn't have said like, oh yeah, I want kids for sure. Yeah, a little swig. Let me
Sorry, I was like
but yeah, I think we talked about this before. Like I think the nephew, like just my nephew, is like I just can't imagine. Like I couldn't imagine not because I care about him. Like it's insane the feeling I have towards him. And I just can't imagine what that is like if he was my own son, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and so I just find it hard that how can I not experience that? I guess that's where I come from. From my perspective. But yeah, what do you think?
That's true. And you know what, I always said that too, like kind of seems like I don't want kids, like no, like I could barely take care of myself. I would always say that. But no, yeah, when we did talk about it, we said like I can like my nephew changed my whole like perspective on life. He was like a blessing, like for sure, because they're just so cute and like so innocent, and you know, you want the best for them. So I feel the same way. Like I feel so a crazy connection with Mr. Mateo. And it's like we just get each other. And yeah, I mean it has. I'd no longer say like I don't think I'm gonna have kids now. It's kind of like in the back of my head, like wow, I would like to experience that, but like later. Obviously, like career, hopefully, like however it works out is how it works out. But like career first, and then obviously, you know,
for sure. And like you said, no, go ahead.
Sorry, no, it just would be so. The only thing I'm scared about is raising them like in this like generation and stuff like that. Like, you know, like it just. You know, it's just a lot. I hear a lot of people talk about that. I just think like no matter what, like I guess I just been always optimistic, like about everything. But like you said, the world is like, there's always been like bad things in the world, and it seems like it's gotten worse. But I don't know. I just feel like if it all comes down to like how you raise your kids, even though there's a lot of other factors involved. But what I was going to say is like you saying that it was a blessing. That's what it felt like. 'Cause even like for my sister, it wasn't even, it was pretty unplanned. Yeah. And, it was very unplanned actually. But, yeah. And like, it was
obviously she always wanted to be a mom, but it was a lot of stress leading up to it because like it just wasn't the most ideal situation. But when he was here, it was like everything that she was experiencing, everything that I saw her go through, it didn't matter, you know, because like when he was here, it just, you don't even think about that stuff anymore, because then you can't even picture your life like without him.
Yeah, I will like start crying right now if I think of my life without him. Like I'll be like, no. Yeah, it's crazy how they can really do that, and it's crazy to think like we were once like little like that.
That was 2. Do you have one more?
Yes, I do. Hold on.
You brought the bangers.
Sorry,
I'm nervous.
Oh, sorry. This one's like kind of hard to, well, not hard, but like deep. What question are you trying to answer in your life right now?
Ooh. All right, give me a second.
It's deep. Damn,
huh? That's really deep.
Sorry, I left it for last.
I think it's always been like, no, I won't say always, but I think the question I always have is like, for much of my life, is like, am I doing enough? I think so. And like, it's not the most healthy question to be asking all the time, but that's what it always is. And I feel like most of the time, like, I think I am, but I have to remind myself a lot, because it can be kind of unhealthy sometimes, where I'm just like, I don't realize it, and I can kind of go, it can be a good thing, because I think I go above and beyond.
Yeah.
But it's not the most, like I said, sometimes it takes away from other things. But I would say, like, am I doing enough right now to kind of just kind of set me up for like what I envision? But at the same time, like, who knows what the future holds? So I don't know. It's just like, it's a tough question, but that's something I'm always battling. Yeah. Like, am I doing enough?
Yeah. Relatable for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say the same thing?
Yeah, the same thing. Like, for sure, something I always say is, am I doing everything I can right now? You know? And it obviously as well, like, it's kind of unhealthy to say that like all the time, but it's, you know, everybody always tells you, or for me, like, these are your 20s, like, this is where you need to try everything, you know, and like, you know, career wise, and just do everything you can. So that's why I feel like I'm very much like, I never say no type of thing, because it's like, that's an opportunity that I'm saying no to. Like, I don't know the other side of it, but also like, where do you navigate like, what's too much, like, you know what I'm saying, like, are you doing too much? And that's like I feel like that's, if I ever get to that point, which maybe, you know, it's life, but like, I wonder, you know, or I don't want to like push myself too much to where it gets bad. Can I get ahead of it type of thing, you know? What do
you hope to accomplish in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I see myself hopefully already with a house, just slaying, being my own boss, actually. Like, I would like, it sounds kind of
like having your own business,
you know, kind of just, do you believe in, sorry to be a little off topic, but do you believe in manifesting, like, but like you envision, like you're like, it's like doing affirmations, but you're constantly envisioning what you want, like that picture, like specifically. Have you ever like thought about that, or have you ever done that like type of manifesting?
Like detailed, like you see yourself in that house? I don't think I can't say I have. I think when I envision stuff, it's more like just little glimpses. It's not like super detailed, like I'm gonna be here. A lot of it, what I'm thinking about is like, I don't even know where I'm gonna be, but I just know it's somewhere, like, hopefully it's good, but like, you
should try it. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun when it manifests.
You know, have you done that before?
I have done that before.
In what way?
It's funny. Well, okay, I remember when I was going through it mentally, like, during college, like I didn't really, I had trouble, just because I remember I was just kind of like unmotivated, and I just was like, oh, like I'm gonna do it. Like I always said, like I'm just doing it for my parents. Like I'm doing it for my parents, and that's it. You know, kind of. I would kind of like think, like that, and then like I kind of came across. I watched this girl. It's Leora Alexander, and I kind of got into manifesting during like COVID. And after COVID, I went that. Oh yeah, that's when I went through it. Like, I was going through it after COVID, and she said like, what you're supposed to do, like, when you really want something, like, try before you go to bed, like, imagine where you want to be, like what's the one goal that you have, like, just imagine it, like, like completely, like, specifically, like, get down to details, how it smells in the room, and everything like that, like how what are you going to be wearing, like things like that, like get as detailed as possible. So I did it when I remember I graduated college, because I felt like that was going to be really, like, then I was like, that was like so hard for me. It was like the end of the world. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna manifest it. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
and that's what I always did. Like I remember the last semester I kept doing that, like before I went to bed. I just remembered, like, I like my specific vision was like walking down the stage and like shaking like the valedictorian's hat.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I even, like, because I don't know why I do that. I go, like, like, and I remember, like, when my parents and my friends recorded me, like, I did that. Like, I was like,
And you envisioned
I was
all
just
that.
like so happy.
Yeah.
I envisioned, I didn't know what I was, I just knew I was wearing, obviously, like, the cloak, but that was like the easiest one. But I remember, like, when things were really hard, and like I was juggling the job and everything, and I really was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna pass my classes. Like, I'm gonna just kind of like one of those Jesus took the wheel. Like, I was doing everything I could. And that's always the thing. Like, are you doing everything you can? Okay, you're doing everything you can, then it should work out, girl.
Yeah.
So I remember I did that.
What's the last thing, or what's the latest thing you've been manifesting like that?
The For sure, I remember I would do another one where I'd be like, I want to be, I feel like when I first started the job, I wasn't confident, and I didn't know how to, like, be, like, serious and, like, stick up for myself and be that girl. So I would envision her. Like, what is that girl that you want to be? Like, what does she do on a daily basis, And I'd be like, okay, well, that girl, to me, like, she gets Starbucks. Like, it was dumb things, but it's like you have to be yourself when you're doing it. Like, she goes to Starbucks every day. She has a routine. She goes to work out. She does this. She does that. And, like, I would just envision her every single day. And, like, even, like, one time, like, I was like, oh, like, she's a boss. Like, like, envisioning, like, a conference room. And then I remember, like, my boss was like, oh, like, we have some new offices, like, they're, like, super nice. And I was like, oh, cool, like, yeah, we're gonna have meetings there and things like that. And I'm so cheesy. But, like, I remember, like, yeah, we went into a conference room, and, like, we were having, like, a meeting, and, like, I was like, oh, like, it was little things like that, like, full circle, like, oh my God, like, little by little, like, I was manifesting this girl I wanted to be, this woman I wanted to be. I'm not fully, like, completely, like, there yet, but, like, just that's what helps me and how I manifest, like my life.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
I remember, like, when she told me that, I just took it serious, and I was like, and now I kind of do that. Like, if I ever get slumped or, like, just, like, down on myself, I'm like, okay, what do you want next for yourself? Like, where do you see yourself? And I will literally, like, just envision it, and, like, I'll think about it, like, every night.
Yeah.
And obviously acting on it is, like, the biggest thing,
For sure.
But
I think I envision me sitting with certain guests.
Yeah, like, keep doing that. Keep it going.
What would you say to someone who's just in a tough position right now, whether it's, like, mentally, maybe they just went through something that just kind of really impacted them, what is just word of advice to them, like, right now? What would you say to them?
You don't even know, like, what you're capable of. And right now it probably seems so impossible, but I promise you, like, it's gonna be okay. You just need to trust yourself and face yourself. It's not gonna be easy, you know, but you could do it, and I'm here for you. And like, I always tell everybody, like, you are everything. Like, I always tell everybody, like, you're everything. Like, don't worry. Like, you're everything, and everything's gonna work out for you. I promise you. Like, but yeah, that's what I would say. Like, I promise you, everything's gonna work out. That's what I usually like to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, it does.
It does, though. Yeah. And I've seen it in like, it's crazy because I've seen it in like I've, you know, some friends like in like such tough situations, and like, and I'm just tell them, like, I promise you, like go, like, if you just change a couple things, like, it's gonna work out for you. And then it ends up, and that's when I love it, when I see it, like, like what they deserve, you know, and things like that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
But yeah, I think that's episode 23.
Nice.
Of the most vulnerable player.
You need to get the
little action thing. Yeah. Next, I think that for the next one, I definitely have to. There's a lot of things I need to get for the studio, but
need something pink.
I'll manifest it.
Yes.
Pink. What should I get that's pink?
Like a little pink cactus.
There's pink cactuses?
We could find them.
Yeah, that would go hard. Yeah, maybe definitely some shrubbery or some plants, you know.
Yeah.
What else? Some paintings. But yeah, that's episode 23 of The Most Vulnerable Player with Celeste Carrillo. This is gonna be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Slay.